So, let me see where we are. Now, the same thing applies to school. Years ago, when I was still a professor at Tran, I did a study on attrition. Like in the first year university, attrition rate is very high. In all across Canada, attrition rate is about 40%, you know that? First year university kids drop out 40%. So my job is to find out why they drop out, right? So that, because it's wasting my time, to teach them, and then they drop out after first year. So I did a big study, okay? I carried the study for several years. So it's basically asked them, what made them come to university, right? A simple question, right? What the purpose of attending university or college? So it comes down to about 6 major reasons for attending college. 3 are bad, 3 are good. Yeah. The first bad reason was I can find a job, I got nothing to do, right? I don't know how to spend my time. I can't find a job, so myself go to school, right? So that's not good enough reason, right? So the second one is parental pressure. Chinese parents, they always pressure the kid to go to college, right? You got to go to university, otherwise you're afraid that you're a disgrace to the family. So a lot of parental pressure. Kids say, "Oh, mom, I want to become a mechanic. I don't want to go, I want to be an apprentice in a trade. I don't go to university." Oh, parents will be very bad. So that doesn't work, because if the pressure by the parents didn't last very long, they don't do very well. The third reason is that, all my friends are going there, right? I don't meet boys, meet girls. So you go to university to meet boys, meet girls. So students who subscribe to these 3 reasons, they're more likely to drop out, more likely to not do too well. Now, there's a good reason for attending university. The first one is, I love learning. There's a goal in the book. There's intrinsic value in acquiring knowledge. It's satisfying. It's really satisfying to learn something, to stimulate my mind, to stretch my intellect. Just study itself is rewarding. The second one is that it's instrumental. You say, I want to be a medical doctor, or engineer, or a nurse. That's my calling. I want to be a professional person, to do something that benefits society. But you can't get professional without having university education, right? So they have a purpose. When students have a career purpose, they tend to do better. They don't drop out. Finally, I come to university so that I can develop myself as a person. Now, not just intellect. I go to join different clubs, and just to know who I am, to develop my social skill, my athletic ability, or my spiritual maturity. I just want to become a better person. Do you know? Many research show that people who go to university tend to be more tolerant. More tolerant than other people. And also tend to have better health. Enjoy better health, better aging. So just a 3 or 4 year college education can really benefit a great deal. So here this study shows that your purpose matters. Your purpose matters. It doesn't matter whether you go to school or go to work. Now, in terms of job, again, 我mentioned earlier, the attachment attitude. You can treat the job as make a living. Of course, legitimate. I mean, everybody has to make a living, right? You don't have your parents support you all your life, right? Oh, you don't want to live on welfare, right? So I mean, that's legitimate, right? That's legitimate. Everybody wants to make a living. Minimum requirement, you got to make a living. That's the minimum requirement. Now, the second one is, the story, I mean, develop some kind of career path, right? I personally have 3 or 4 careers. People live so long now, right? Many people have 3 or 4 careers. But you have some kind of career path, right? So not just make a living, but you're going somewhere with your work. Okay? If you work on a dead-end job, you're not be very happy. The third one is like the builder build a cathedral. The third one has a sense of calling. Okay? Now we're going to find out what does calling means. Okay, well, I have a calling, I have a vocation. What I have is more than career, more than make a good living. I have a calling. Now research has shown that if you have a calling, you tend to be happier with your work. You tend to do better with your work. It's similar to study, the same thing. Now let's find what calling is. Okay. Calling is defined as fulfilling a specific life role for the greater good. So there are two characteristics of calling. Means that one is in large scheme of things in this world, there's a special role for me. Yeah. That's a little niche, just for me. Yeah. That's my role. And that role is not just for my own benefit, but I will take up this role for the greater good. So a calling usually implies there's some an important life role assignment from God or from society, and also for the greater good.